like I'm on that heron. And bitches think they better, I don't know what they're on.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again to TheRize with Brooklyn Jones. We have such an amazing special guest today. I'm super excited. We met a while back at a show. It was like a variety show. I was doing comedy and she was doing what she does. So I'm going to let her tell you exactly what it is that she does. We are here with Carrie, who is a
Mariah Carey Impersonator.
Yes! Look at you! Oh, it's so pretty and festive.
Oh, thank you. These girls don't go down to like maybe the 1st of February.
Really?
Yes, yes.
I've kept my Christmas tree up till April. It was out of laziness though. I just didn't feel like taking it down. And then we moved and we left the tree up. So it might still be up. Let me tell you guys, when I first saw her, I was freaking mesmerized. Like the way they had it, it was like a fundraiser show or something like that for artists. And there were all kinds of acts there. There were comedians, there were singers. And then they were like, we have a special guest at the end, the grand finale. And they wouldn't let us see who it was, what they were doing, nothing like that. And then they were like,
that was the I Am Woman.
Yes, I Am Woman. So shout out to them. So it was very hush hush. So we were like, what is it? What's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And then they were like, quiet, and they rushed in the back and then they rushed her out and we were like, oh, is that
they snuck
Mariah
me
Carey?
in and
Yes.
they hid me in a janitor's closet.
Is that where they hid you?
Yes, until they could get me through the backside of the bleacher type setting.
Yeah.
You know, the and then they put me into like a little side room behind a curtain.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what the glam is all about. Glam is not always glamorous. Like what the people see is glamorous, but behind the scenes, not so much. I remember I went to the movies. I won't say their name, but I went to the movies one time with a very famous celebrity, and they rushed her in through the back, and we had to go in through the back where the dumpsters and the garbage was, and I was like, this is
not
nasty.
the glamour.
You should just went through the front door. But since she was like so super famous, they didn't want to bring her through the front. So we had to go through like the back alleyway. So yeah, it was right on point. You in the janitor's closet. That's right on point. That's probably where they hide Mariah Carey too. Right in the janitor's closet.
Sitting on a bucket, checking my makeup. That was
Hilarious.
cute.
No,
So
but when you
cute.
came out, the fanfare, it was crazy. We went nuts. And you just nailed it. Like I felt like we were in the room with Mariah Carey. You performed those songs. When you got off stage, we wanted more. We were like, bring her back. And then it was like, they whisked you away. We didn't even get to meet you. Like after the show, we wanted to meet you, take pictures. They were like, no, she's a celebrity. She's out of here. It was so like, it was perfect. It was real. I loved it.
Thank you. And so when I do these functions, I'm always very adamant that everyone knows I am an impersonator, not an imposter. Yeah. I never try to trick people to make them think I'm anyone. I don't hire entourage or have security guards following me around, because that would be an unfair thing to do, to trick somebody or prank someone into thinking they've met Miss Mariah Carey.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we weren't tricked at all. We knew what it was, but it was just like, we knew what it was, but it was just also so realistic. It was kind of like virtual reality. Like you're in a virtual reality game and you know it's not real, but it just feels so real that you just take in the experience as if it is really happening. So that's what it was like. And I loved it.
Was that 2017 or 18?
Was it that long ago?
I think it was 2018. Definitely.
Not even 2019?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think
2019 because 2019 was right before we got into this weirdo pandemic. So it was
yes,
I think it was
the Voldemort of viruses.
Right. I thought it was maybe it was 2018. Wow, I've known you that long. That's crazy.
We're such good girls.
I know, we go way back.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us how you became the Mariah Carey impersonator. Like, did you always know? At what point did you start looking like Mariah Carey? And how did you know? Did people like start telling you, hey, you look like Mariah Carey? Like, how did that come to be?
I think I was 13 years old. In fact, I know I was 13 years old the first time I had a friend of mine. We were doing a sleepover. And at that time, there was no video games, pagers, and phones. And I mean, your phone was attached to the wall. There wasn't Wi-Fi. No joke.
Yeah.
I'm giving it up right now. I'm telling you the real. And a girl by the name, and I know she wouldn't mind me saying, a girl by the name of Holly Dziski had me spend the night, and my friend Christina curled my hair. And they looked at me and she's like, you know who you look like? You look like Mariah Carey. And I said, who's Mariah Carey? She's like, oh, she's on MTV. She sings amazingly. And I was like, oh, I'll have to check her out. And I who's this girl? So I finally saw her. Sorry. I finally saw her and I didn't believe. I was like, what are they talking about? I didn't see it.
You didn't see it. You didn't feel like you looked like her.
No, I had never, ever. And on and off throughout my life, I had always been told I looked like 3 different celebrities, which is the funniest thing.
So wait, who were the 3 celebrities that they said you looked like?
So Mariah Carey, Charlize Theron, and Talia.
Oh, okay.
Mostly Mariah. It was always Mariah.
Yeah. I used to get Left Eye from TLC and Aaliyah. And I don't think I look like any of them, but it's probably, and Alicia Keys. But it's probably because we're all light-skinned Black girls. So they're like, you look like her.
I don't know what happened there.
I look like me. But it's all good. But gosh, I mean, shoot, I'll take it. You know, those are good people for someone to say you look like.
All beautiful women. Beautiful. Oh my God. Like that's, and so are you. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
And so are you. Shoot. Look at us beauties on this screen.
Wow.
Okay. So tell me how you became like, how did you go from just, you know, I look like Mariah Carey to official impersonator?
So I used to have a company called Panty Cakes, and it's women's intimate apparel. I packaged to look like cupcakes, and the box smelled like frosting. So when you got them, you legit thought you were getting cupcakes. People would put them in the refrigerator and everything. So Instagram was free, and I started promoting on Instagram. And when it started to evolve where you could video or you could finally go live. And when they would see a picture of me, I posted a picture of myself with really curly hair. I just curled my hair with a wand, and somebody did hashtag Mariah Carey. That was an influx. Probably the first time I went, what could be viral at that time?
Really?
Yeah. And I got it so much that when I started to do more lives and speaking, that's when they'd say, oh my gosh, you sound like her. Your speaking voice. Of course, no singing. Now I'm an impersonator, so I don't sing, I lip sync. If I sing, I sound nothing like her.
Right. Can you sing though?
I don't think so. But others have told me
can,
yes.
I've heard you carry a tune. I was just asking for them. I already know the answer to that. You can sing. You might not sing like Mariah Carey, but you sing like you, and your voice is really nice. Good. You're good.
Thank you. And so I decided, why don't I start a Mariah Carey impersonator page just to see what happens.
And what year was this?
This was 2016.
Okay.
And it was like 2015. And it went crazy. Like I got all kinds of followers. There were times where there were lambs that were not happy with me pretending or just trying to do a look. There's
always going to be somebody mad. You can't let that stop you. You can't make everyone happy.
Yeah. And then, but you know what? Somehow I ended up making most of them happy. Good. Even the ones who were upset. We love the Queen, Mariah. So I get it. And it just evolved, and her people started even following me. And yeah, I don't know how I deserve it. I don't know how, but I've walked on eggshells. I've made sure to always respect her. I don't do spoofs and the whole New Year's Eve snafu and things. That this is her real life. And so I started studying her movements, and
what do you do? Practice them in the mirror?
Yeah, actually in the mirror. So I'll have my TV behind me. I'll put a mirror in front of me, and I will play a video of a song I want to do. And then I will find all those videos of that same song, different tours, different videos, live, official, whatever. And then I will study them and behind me, and I will start picking moments of each one that I want to roll into my performance for you. So I don't replicate an entire video. I just pull
Pick
from
up like the
different.
nuances and the mannerisms.
Yes, yes.
Nice. Does it how often do you do that, or like how many hours does it take to like perfect a specific song?
Oh, it really does depend. So like Hero, the first time I was ever going to do it, I did it for days, probably a whole week. I just maybe 3 hours a day I would set aside with a friend of mine, a big lamb. In fact, she follows him on Instagram, and him and a few of his friends, and now my friends would say, well, no, like maybe bring your chin up a little bit more, or put your right foot forward, not your left, and things like that. And so it's just evolved, and now I think I've done it for so long that I'm not too bad.
Yeah, you're really good. That's so smart of you to have actual lambs. For those who don't know, lambs are what Mariah Carey calls her fans. It's smart of you to have actual lambs coach you through that, because if anyone knows her more than anyone else besides like herself and her family, it will be her fans. Like, fans study the hell out of the person that they love. They know all their songs, their mannerisms, everything. Like,
Oh my gosh.
you know?
I never knew so much about her. I mean, I've always adored her. She's always been a phenomena to me. A complete siren, truly. But I didn't know anything about her personal life because I've never been that kind of person to need to know.
Right.
But as I've learned, now I feel like, oh, that's why that song is that. And oh, that's what that's about. That makes sense. And then now I can really relate to certain things because we're from the same generation. Her and I, we're not too far from each other. And it just makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot.
Does she still have those old shoes?
Which old shoes? Oh, the ones.
A long time ago, she said that like when she was super poor, she had these old turnover shoes, and they were like the only pair of shoes she had. And then when she got rich and famous, she kept those shoes to remind herself where she came from. And I wonder if she still has them.
I don't know, because she does sing on "Make It Happen." No shoes upon my feet. Sometimes I couldn't even eat. I often cried myself to sleep, and that was probably the shoes she was talking about.
Poor Mariah, she was broke as hell. I've been broke as hell. I don't know if I've ever been that broke. Like, I always had shoes, but I had some broke
when I was
moments.
Younger, I mean, it was a different time. I'd have my shoes until I had holes in the toe. And we would only do school shopping at the very beginning of school one time. And you'd have that one pair of shoes through the whole year, unless you really had to. My mom was single and she was my mother and father. She did the best she could. So, I mean, by the time I was 11, I was already feeding 22 horses.
Oh my God.
So that I could get my ticket to the skating rink, or I could buy my own shoes.
Worked at like a horse place?
Well, I lived close to a ranch. I truly lived on a dirt road. Here in California, city. I'm like, what's a horse place? Dirt roads.
I know, I got stuck on one before. You know, I just learned how to drive. So I was on a dirt road one day and I was like, how the hell did I get here? Where's the regular ground?
Right. Oh yeah. And they can be pretty dangerous. But yeah, so I can understand. My mom never had us without, but yeah, if she did, she never let me know.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. We've had our ups and downs through childhood, but luckily I had a pretty, solid foundation of family. And, I was one of those people from a big Black family. So sometimes we'd all live in the same house. It would be like me, my mom, my grandma, my aunties and uncles and cousins. We're all like my sister, we're all like siblings. So we grew up that way. But yeah, luckily for me, I had an older cousin. So I get a lot of her hand-me-downs, and her mom dressed her pretty nice. So sometimes I would get some cool clothes that were hand-me-downs, but they were nicer.
I didn't get many hand-me-downs. Well, I mean, I dressed a lot like my brother at the time. I was a big tomboy. So I'd steal his Levi's and maybe cut one of his tank tops. He wasn't too happy about that. But, the little.
Yeah. So you have like a little midriff. I remember I had this pair of shoes that I really liked, and I wore them so much that they started to like come apart at the bottom, and the bottom got kind of warped where it
Yeah.
was like this on the bottom. And I wore them to school one day, and the kids started teasing me, and they told me that I was on skates. And they were like, "What you got on
Oh my
skates?" Because the
God.
bottom was like this, and I was so embarrassed. And I never wore those shoes again. And I really like those shoes, but I didn't want to wear the skates because I didn't want the kids to make fun of me. Kids are assholes.
They are. I remember wearing a blue jean skirt that my mom had got me at some discount place. It was blue jean. It had the paint splatter on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't really on trend at that time. And I remember sitting in the office and some boy was like, "That's not in style," or something. He told me, and I was like, and I just look, I remember, I guess I wasn't as mouthy as I am now because I don't remember if I said anything back to him or not. I was probably stunned, like, wow.
Mouthiness is something you develop by dealing with asshole kids. Because when I was smaller, I wasn't really that mouthy either. But, you know, people keep pressing you, and finally you just snap, you know?
Yeah,
That's where you get your sense of style from school. Because when you first show up, if you don't have like super stylish parents, they just throw your ass in anything. And then you show up to school looking dumb as hell, and they'll tell you with the quickness. I remember one time I went to school with some pants on. I mean, I didn't care about style like that, you know, or I didn't know. And I had some high water pants on, child. That whole day was
flood.
Like, they were like, "You drowning? You got a high water?
Yeah, you expecting a flood? I remember that one. You expecting a flood?
I still play with dolls. Like, I was such a late bloomer. I played with dolls till I was like 16. I didn't care about my pants. I just worried about what my baby was doing at home while I was at school.
I love that. You know, that's actually a beautiful thing to hear.
Yeah, that's I still love dolls. I got 2 Cabbage Patches right over there.
What a fortune. Don't make me go get mine. I have.
Oh, you got dolls?
Yes, I have one baby doll.
It's good to be a late bloomer because
it's a Cabbage Patch.
It is. Oh,
a little baldy. The preemie. Remember the preemies?
Yes, I had a preemie. No, my sister had a preemie. I had a preemie too. His name was Miles, and my sister had a preemie. Her name was Hilda, and I always wondered why she didn't change that doll's name. Like,
this one, his name is Xavier.
Xavier.
Yeah, and I don't have
the birth certificate.
I don't have the certificate.
Yeah, I lost the birth certificate to mine.
But he does have the signature on the booty.
He does. Yeah, both of mine has the signature. One of mine is the yarn hair one, like the original, and then the other one is the corn silk. So he has like real hair, but it's like spiky. His name is Sherman.
What made them autograph the butt of those dolls?
No, Xavier Roberts. That's how you could tell that it was a real one, because then they started selling fake ones, remember? And then if you had the butt of the fake one, there was no signature. It's like, oh, that's a fake one. I remember when I was little, I had a fake one, and the kids teased me. They were like, "That's fake," and I was like, "But it's my baby." Like, I didn't care. I just liked the doll. But
I remember having a pair of kids and people going, "Those aren't Vans." And I was like,
"They're kids. Damn it!
They're
they got
white
the blue
and
thing
they're
in the
clean.
Back. Yeah,
they're clean."
People focus on the wrong thing, but it's so funny because the Cabbage Patch I have now is an exact replica of the fake one that I had as a child, but it's a real one now. Because I lost her as a child. Her name was Jessica, and I was heartbroken. Even though like it was fake, it was still my baby. So when I lost her, I was sad. And then as an adult, I found a real one that looked just like Jessica in the thrift shop, and I bought it. So she's like Jessica too.
And you'll never see them in thrift shops anymore because they are valuable. Yeah. Oh, come up.
I know, right? So those are my 2 children. Those are my only children. I don't have real life children. I have Cabbage Patch kids.
I love it. We're trying to come up just like them Cabbage Patch dolls.
Right? Oh my God. I love it. So you know what I wanted to ask you? So being a Mariah Carey impersonator, you do a lot of shows, like a lot of gigs where you perform. And I noticed that a lot of those gigs where you perform with other impersonators. But I know from like, you know, watching and experience, a lot of impersonators of celebrities are drag queens, like the Janet Jackson impersonator, the Diana Ross impersonators, etc., are often drag queens. Do you get any pushback from like the drag queen community, or are you embraced by them?
I never have.
A biological woman.
This is what's crazy. I never have. And my first time working in a drag show was in Palm Springs for Ross's Bubbly Brunch. And one of the queens now, who is my biggest advocate, had personally told me when I heard you were going to come, I was kind of like, yeah, okay, Mariah Carey Impersonator, okay.
Mhm.
And but she didn't treat me that way. She said she
Really?
was, she said that she was impressed and she was about it. And she's the one who's actually where I got booked tonight and tomorrow and later on the night tomorrow.
Nice.
She keeps me busy. And I think I've only had one time a queen be catty with me.
Really?
And she's like, just kidding. And I said, no, you're not.
Oh,
No, no,
you
you're
call her
not. But
out.
that's all right. That's all right, because we don't have to be friends.
And what
And we
happened?
don't. We don't have to be friends. I'm here to work.
Right. And what she say
It
after
just
you said
makes it
that? Did she walk
better.
away, or like how did she start being nice to you after that, or she just like
She was
steer
like,
clear?
no, she's like, I think she said something like, oh, fair, fair, you know. And but
Mhm.
by the end of the night, super sweet. There was
Mhm.
an understanding, and never again did I ever. And somebody apologized, said that they weren't in a good place that night.
Mm.
So I was like, well, you know, get your place. You
Right?
know,
Get in
get your
line.
place, because
Sometimes you
you
gotta
know,
call people out on their BS and they'll straighten right up, because people only get away with what you let them get away with. So you have to train people how to treat you.
I am a mom. I'm a mom. I'm a grown woman.
I know that's
I'm
right.
not in high school or elementary school anymore.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get somewhere in life. And the truth is, I legit don't have the energy for it.
Yeah.
You know that scientifically, we only have a certain amount of energy during the day.
Hmm.
And everything you do, from picking up a pencil to making your bed to getting mad at that person on the road, it all requires a usage of energy, like a
Mm.
battery. And every time you use it, you know, like when you're trying to save your battery on your phone,
Mhm.
you you might not text or get on social media because you're trying
Right.
to save that battery.
Right.
Well, I only have so much energy in a day. Do I want to waste it on your shenanigans?
I love that.
You
I'm
know?
gonna start thinking about that. Look, I only got so much energy. I'm not wasting any on you.
Right. My battery is low today.
I
So,
love that. That's hilarious. So, how do you get gigs? Is that how you usually get gigs, like through word of mouth, or do people find you on social?
word of mouth, definitely social.
Mhm.
Uh, Now it's word of mouth. It's like become kind of a routine. And then I have an agent friend. She's a Madonna double. She's worked with
Oh,
Madonna,
wow.
and she's that's Tribute Productions, and she has been a light to me,
I love that.
and a guidance. So yeah,
Have you ever worked with Mariah in any capacity?
never, never. I did get opportunities to see her,
Mhm.
but it would have been on my own accord and to me unprofessional. So I didn't take them.
You didn't?
No, no, because unless it's through her or her
Right.
people, I
Oh,
don't
it
want
was
to
through someone
just.
else.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, and then
Mhm.
where somebody wanted to pay for a meet and greet. Sorry, I do you mind if I get that?
Go ahead.
So
So you only choose to like go to stuff like that if it's like through her or through her people. What was the meet and greet? The meet and greet was to meet her.
yeah,
Oh.
they were gonna pay for me to go to the concert
Mhm.
and then stand in line afterwards. It was like $1,500 to do a meet and greet on top of the ticket. Something,
Mhm.
I'm just throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. But and they were gonna pay for me to meet her. They wanted me to go dressed as Mariah. I don't
Mm.
think that is professional.
Yeah, unless something she wanted. They probably wanted to see her reaction if she showed up to see her,
Yeah, they didn't
It
want
was that
to
sort of
clear
thing.
it with her people first. They just wanted me to
Mm-mm.
show up. And
No, that sounds like some kind of prank.
mhm,
I don't like
yeah,
it. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it
yeah.
either.
And you know, it's a very sensitive situation, you know, when you're trying to portray someone
Mhm.
versus take an identity when you're
Mhm.
out doing places. And it's just I would feel strange about that. So the fact that I believe she knows about me,
Mhm.
pretty confident she does, and hasn't put me down.
Yeah. So she probably respects what you do or how you're going about doing it.
Oh,
So
I'm sure
that's pretty
she's
good.
got people who keep tabs on everything. And
Mhm.
um yeah, I wouldn't want it done to me.
Yeah, it's
So
important. And some people are dumb. So they'll see you doing something and be like, look at what Mariah Carey did. And then it can make her look bad. And
right,
it's like, no,
right.
that wasn't her, that was me. But some people choose to believe what they want to believe for their own
I don't want
entertainment.
someone just showing up to my door
Yeah, me either.
unannounced.
I
It's
hate
just
that.
rude. And that's her
It is
door,
rude.
you know.
Yeah, I get that, man. You're so right. So this is not your like full-time job. This is not like the job that you do to live, right? Is this just something that you do?
Right now, it actually is one of the only things I'm doing right now.
Really?
I just passed my EMT course,
Mm-hmm.
and because of the shenanigans of the world is going through, I've had a
Mhm.
delay on taking my state registry.
Mm-hmm.
EMT is emergency medical tech.
Mm-hmm.
It's one step closer to becoming a paramedic. So I can work on an ambulance. I give CPR. I've taken my clinicals. I've put people's faces back together, things
Put
like
people's
that.
faces back together. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
you see a lot of things in the ER.
I just learned something new today, because I always thought EMT and paramedic was the same thing. They're two different things, huh?
They're not, but they're very similar. A paramedic, they can give certain medications, like they can do an IV, whereas an EMT cannot place an IV.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's like 1,500 extra hours which is not bad, to progress on. So first you go through EMT course, you pass, you do your state registry, you get 1,500 hours on the job, and then you can take your paramedic course, which is another like 1,500. And then there you
Wow.
are.
Can you imagine someone's like sick or hurt, and then you show up like, oh, they're gonna be like, Mariah Carey saved my life. Especially like somebody that's really hurt. They're probably like delirious, especially if you administer them some kind of pain relieving drug that makes their mind go. They'll probably think an angel
Like they
that
think
looks like
they're in
Mariah
a
Carey.
delusion.
Yeah, they're
That is
like, you
so
know what
funny.
happened to me? I got in an accident and freaking Mariah Carey came. She had on angel wings and she saved my life. Like, it could be so skewed from their
Oh
point
my
of view.
gosh, it's so funny because that happened to a friend of mine. He's a Snoop Dogg. He's actually legit works with Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
And he's Snoop would probably, you'd say, looks like him because he's a few years older.
Oh.
And somebody had stalled on the side of the road, or in middle of the road, and my friend got out. They were coming out of church and got out and pushed them off the road. Well, they sent a picture into TMZ, like, look who helped me get off the road. TMZ was like, oh, look, Snoop helped. Like, it was this big thing, and they finally figured out it wasn't Snoop.
Oh, that is so fun. So he looks that much like him.
Crazy.
And do people ever mistake you for her, like in the street?
Sometimes they'll do, so when I'm not working, like I'm getting ready to go to work, I'm halfway done, is I try to wear, ponytails, and but even then, ponytails, and I'm just at Home Depot getting, I don't know, something for my stove or something. I'll have people tell me, oh my gosh, you look just like Mariah Carey. And I've been in Target and someone started crying, and my son was like, Mom. And I said, they have an adrenaline because they thought real quick, but they know now it's not. And
so funny.
Yeah. And I've had people cry and say, oh my gosh, is that you, Mariah? And I've said, close, but no.
Do they still ask for a picture with you, even though they realize that you're not her?
Yes, they do, because everybody loves an entertainer. And
yeah,
I mean,
I'd be like, look who she looks like.
Yes. And so there's Marilyn Monroe and Michael Jackson and Elvis and Johnny Cash and Barbra Streisand, and it goes on and on and on of lookalikes. And so there's a difference. There's a lookalike if you just look like that person, but your voice sounds like this, or
and you're not doing any performances.
Yeah, and you're just a lookalike. There's a tribute artist who might sound like them or sing the songs and not sound like them, but they actually sing. They don't even have to look like Mariah. I'm an impersonator, so I take on the demeanor. I'm told I speak like her when I'm in character, and that I resemble her. I'm not a doppelganger. To me, I never claim doppelganger, because a doppelganger is somebody who is the twin. Yeah. Like,
you can barely tell them apart.
Yeah. And that's a hard one to come across. And people have surgeries to do that too.
Wow. That's a bit much. I think that's going to
I've been asked to do that. Would you do a surgery to do your cheeks or lift your eyebrows or do something? I don't know what it was. And I was like, no, my mom would be offended. Yeah. My mom gave me this face and I love her face. So I'm hoping to look like my mom, you know.
Is there
So
another Mariah Carey impersonator out there that is like your rival, or do you guys get along? Or
there is, when I first came in, I did find that there was some apprehension between others. But I'm not out to get someone's job. To me, you live over there and you live over there and I live over here. And the only way people know about all of us is social media.
Right. There's room for all of you.
There is so
can't
much
all be
room.
in one plate. Wait, I said you can't all be in one plate. I mean,
Wouldn't that
Mariah
be
can't
fun?
be
In fact, that's a project I wanted to do. I wanted to get the other impersonators, whether they're queens or they're bio or, you know, it doesn't matter to me. And I wanted to do, remember the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
I wanted to do a Brady Bunch setting with all these different Mariahs.
Is there that many of them?
A song. I can get probably 9 people put together that would come across as, oh, I know they're all supposed to be.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And, yeah. So there's a few I think are very good, but they have a different avenue they're going down for this look.
Right.
So
what is your goal? Like what are you trying to do with this talent that you have?
The truth is I don't have one. I'm enjoying I don't
ride.
have one. I think if I had to have a goal, it would be my ultimate fantasy would not to be Mariah Carey. It would to be on stage with Mariah Carey as Bianca Storm, who plays her rival. Mariah plays herself as Bianca Storm in Heartbreaker. And
that would be so cool. Oh my God. I
think
see
it
that.
would be fun.
Mariah, come on. You hear this? Mariah's watching this for sure. Mariah, get on it. Do that. Because
wouldn't it be fun? And she's
done
it where other people play Bianca, but it's been men, friends of hers, you know, that are dancers and do things and dress up.
No, I want to see you as Bianca. That would be epic. I freaking love that. How does your family feel about what you do? Are they supportive?
They are supportive.
It's weird, or they're just cool?
I think I have one friend, my best friend, who felt a little uncomfortable with it, not because of what I'm doing, but she didn't like the attention and the way people would, you know, get excited over me. She felt scared.
Really?
Because, you know, sometimes people can be overly, they can be exuberant.
Yeah.
And not overly, but for her taste, she found it unusual. She didn't grow up with me having people run up to me or cry or.
So how do you handle that?
She's
when you
protective.
hang out with her, you tone it down? Like you try not to look like Mariah, or?
Yeah, actually, like if I'm with her daughter, I'm taking her daughter to Disneyland soon. And I make sure that, because I always run into another lamb at Disneyland. And so I try not to grab the attention of people to look like Mariah. I cannot change my face.
Right. This is how you look.
This
I mean,
is
you
how
can
I
look more like her when you put the effort into it, but even without the makeup, you probably still resemble her a bit.
I believe I do, only because people say that. I believe I do to others. Me, it's hard. I know every inch and square foot of my, you know? So it's really hard to accept it even now.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who wanted to be a celebrity impersonator?
First, go into it with respect. Make sure you know, like look into it. Do they not like it? Because some do not like it. There's some in the UK or in Britain that are like, no, I will sue you.
Really?
And they will. They'll sue.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, but make sure that if you do try it out, that you're open about it, respectful, not make sure you're not really trying to be an imposter. Know the difference. And once you feel comfortable that you're not going to offend the person that you're portraying, study. Study. Really, the more hours you put into it, and the more you know about their movements and their demeanors, and the more you'll be precise.
Right. How did you get your very first gig as an official impersonator?
Well, my first time I was ever invited to come down as in public was with the Lamely. There was something called the Lamb Over, and it was a group of lambs that were having this traveling party from San Francisco to Vegas to LA, and they asked me to come up as like an appearance. Everyone knew I wasn't Mariah, but the response was outrageous.
I can imagine.
My first paid gig was with Ross's Bubbly Brunch drag show in Palm Springs. And I wanted to go see the show. I told my friend, hey, why don't we go? And they called me the next day. They said, oh, I know someone working there. Do you want to be in the show? They showed your photo, your picture. They already went through this whole thing. And I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot.
By then you were ready though, right? By then you were ready. Like if they said
I didn't feel ready, but I knew the song.
You knew the song.
I knew the song because I know her music, and
I knew one song.
Yeah, I just did one song,
okay.
And then they allowed me to watch the show because that's what I really wanted to do when I got there. I wanted to see, and I've learned a lot since then.
That's a lesson for you folks. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, because if she wasn't already studying and preparing when they asked, do you want to be in the show? She wouldn't have been able to do it because she wouldn't have been ready.
Oh my God, that is one of my number one favorite things that I will say. And there's a song, you know.
Is there?
Yeah, Sugar Free. If you get ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready,
I love
you ain't
that.
got to get
Stay
ready.
ready, you got to get ready.
Sugar Free is from a town I used to live in Pomona.
Yeah, I've been living by that myself as a comedian, because sometimes I'll show up to a comedy show just to hang out or to watch, and one of the comedians didn't show up, and they were like, yo, you want to go up? I did this one show, and as soon as I got there, they were like, yo, you want to do 5 minutes? And I was like, okay, I'll do 5 minutes. And then
how do you feel?
It was I was ready, you know, gotta stay ready, so I gotta get ready. So I had the 5 minutes in my back pocket, and they were like, get up there, you know, do 5 minutes. I'm like, cool, I'll do 5 minutes. And then right before I went up, they were like, you know what, do 10. As I was walking to the stage, they said, do 10 instead of 5. So I had already in my mind had the 5 that I was gonna do. And then when I got up there, I'm like, oh crap, they want me to do 10. And you know, with comedy, it's kind of like a puzzle. So you have like certain jokes, but you kind of weave them in a way that they segue into the next one. And, you know, they're in like a set list, like an order. And when they told me I had to do 10, I had to like think on my toes in that moment. And I ended up doing, I kind of freestyled it.
Yeah.
But it was in a way where I had a bunch of jokes that I was kind of working on, but I hadn't really put them up on stage yet. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just try these jokes. So I just got up there and I just started talking and doing the premises that I had been working on, and it worked. And I did like 10 minutes and it went really well. And I was so upset because I forgot to record it because it was such a good set. I wanted to record it so that I could do it again. Because I'm like, yo, what did I say? Like the way I said it was so dope. And I was so overwhelmed when they were like, do 10 minutes that I forgot to press record and I lost the whole freaking thing. But I mean, it went well in the moment.
So do you feel that too, that the audience guides you when you're doing stand-up? Because sometimes they all respond, and or someone will come dressed as something that totally relates to what your story is, or you can intertwine.
Yeah, you definitely
interactively.
Yeah, you have to know your audience. I was trying to get on America's Got Talent, so I had to audition for it by submitting recordings of some of my sets. So I was working with a specific casting director for the show, and they were kind of guiding me through it. And they were like, you know, some of these jokes are not really quite for primetime TV. You have to tweak them a little bit, make it a little bit more family friendly, you know? And so go up there and do it again, make it family friendly. So I did this one show and I went up there trying to do my watered down, clean, family friendly routine. And right before I went, a couple of comedians had gone up, and they were not family friendly, not clean, A couple of them made the audience mad, so it was kind of like tension in the audience, and then one of them was doing like kind of raunchy stuff. So by the time I got up there, they weren't really there for my Mickey Mouse comedy routine. They were just like, what is this watered down Mickey Mouse BS?
Yeah,
so
because they already got the raw.
Yeah, they already got the raw thing, and they were all riled up from the other comedian making them mad. So it was just like a vibe in the air that was not like Disney. And I was coming up there with my, Disney ass, and they were like, no. So in the middle of my set, I realized it wasn't working, and I just flipped the script and I started doing like R. Kelly jokes, and then they were laughing, and I just started doing like, I'm not really a raunchy comedian. I don't do like raunchy, risque stuff. I teeter on the edge. So I got to that point, and I was just doing that, and they were into it, but then I couldn't use the tape because I went up there specifically to do the watered down material for AGT. So then I had to like book another show where I could come back and do the Nickelodeon Nickelodeon jokes.
Do we still have Nickelodeon?
We do. I don't have cable, but it exists. I was on a Nickelodeon show recently, so I know it does exist. But
I remember when Nick at Night came out, and I was like, "What is this?"
That was all the good shows. Nick at Night. They used to show like I Love Lucy.
I look at my kids like, "What are you watching?"
Yeah, I don't like with all the streaming platforms. I don't have live TV because I'm a busy person. I don't have time to be a slave to the TV to watch it exactly when it comes on. I like the streaming options where I can watch it when I feel like it. And I like to binge things. I don't like to wait till next week. I want to watch all of them today. I don't like seeing a show and then I have to wait till next week to find out what happens. Like I'll just wait.
Yeah, I'm a binge watcher.
Episodes or 10, and then I'll watch all of them.
I'm a binge watcher.
You are? What are you watching right now? Like, what are your top 3 shows that you're watching right now?
Let's see. We just finished The Witcher.
Oh, I just started watching that. I'm only up to the 2nd episode. Is it worth finishing?
I like it.
That doesn't sound too convincing. I like it.
Well, it's no Game of Thrones.
I never watched Game of Thrones, so I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen that show. I tried. I watched the first episode 3 times, and I don't even think I got all the way through the first episode. It didn't hold me, which is confusing because I'm like fantasy. I love Harry Potter.
Oh my God. Okay, so Harry Potter just came on with the 20th anniversary show where they go through the whole, it's like a 2-hour program.
I need to watch that.
It's an anniversary.
I hope I still have my friend's password.
I love Potter. I love
it too, but I ain't about to pay HBO $15 just to watch that.
No,
no shade to HBO, but child, I'm on the budget. We're in the pandemic.
Right now,
I can only pick 2 platforms to pay for right now. I'm only paying for 2.
I don't even have time. You saw how just to even
look at Miss Booked and Busy. She's like, I don't have time.
I don't have time, darling. I'm blessed.
So wait, you watched The Witcher?
I watched The Witcher. We're watching You right now.
Mm-hmm. I watched the first season, but I didn't. I'm trying to watch the 2nd season. It's hard for me to get into.
Yeah, me too. And then there was one that we just started. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Have you ever watched Wentworth?
Yes. Okay, so that was what I watched after Orange is the New Black.
Mm-hmm. I think Wentworth is a lot better than Orange is the New Black.
It is
meatier. Orange is the New Black had a lot of fluff until the last 2 episodes. Then it got meaty, and I'm like, y'all should have been doing this for the whole season. I feel like Wentworth is meat through the whole. It's
like
what Orange.
Everybody, did I see the last Orange is the New Black? Because it ended kind of
I didn't.
All kinds of questions. Oh, I felt like I still have questions. I have questions.
Yeah. They killed off a character that I really liked, and I was like, I ain't watching this no more, and I never did.
Yeah, it's something I can watch with my significant other. Daddy watches that.
Wentworth.
Yeah, Wentworth.
Yeah, that's a good show. I haven't watched the final season though. I haven't been in that headspace. You have to be in a certain headspace to watch Wentworth because it's a heavy show. It's pretty heavy. So I was like, I don't feel like I'm a little lighter right now.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've tried to watch some.
All I watch right now are crime shows. I watch The Rookie, Law and Order SVU. I watch Chicago Fire. Stuff like that. I like cop shows. That's my dream to be on a cop show. I want to play an either a cop or an uncooperative witness. I would love to play that. Like, I don't talk to no pigs. I ain't talking to no, I ain't telling y'all nothing. Like, I would love to play that person where they interrogate me. Like, I ain't no snitch.
Oh my gosh. I have something very relatable to that.
Tell
but
me.
I don't know if I should say.
Say it.
All right. Because I can't be incriminated for it. So the truth is, I was, no secret is, I was about a week ago, I was at a park and dropping off my son at the skate park, and I witnessed a murder.
No way.
Yeah, man beat another man with a golf club to death right in front of me. And
how far, like how many feet away from you?
25 feet.
Did he come after you with the golf club? Because my biggest fear, I'm so selfish. My biggest fear of witnessing a murder is they coming after me next.
I was in my car, but I was honking the horn and I was like, no, I was like, no, because I could just drive away. But when I first got there, I told my son, hey, watch out, because I don't like the way that guy's acting. There ain't no golf course around here. Like,
I was about to ask you, were they on the golf course or he just?
Well, we have a lot of homeless at the parks right now.
Where the hell the homeless guy get a golf club from?
I thought he was part of the camp. And sometimes they act a little funky with each other.
Now, was he beating on another homeless guy or just like somebody else?
Well, it turns out he was not homeless. And yes,
the killer wasn't homeless?
No. He apparently had a claim that the homeless man did something.
Maybe.
And people stepped in. I wish I knew the guy. The only people that tried to, was me and another a guy that was playing basketball. But by the time the police tried to question me, and the truth is, with everything going on, because I was trying to look for my son, because my son had already got out of the car, and I want to make sure what's going on around here. You never know. People have plans to just attack people everywhere. Yeah. I think they got who they needed to do witness instead of me.
Right. I know you're glad because you're like, I do not want to testify against this crazy guy. Then he get out and come find me with his damn golf club. That's scary. I would have been scared.
But there were people like standing there on phones and stuff, just
watching. Were they calling 911 at least? Or were they recording it?
Here's the thing, as someone who's trained EMT, I could have gotten out to help the man. But one of the first things you learn is if it is not a safe environment, you can't approach a victim if the guy is going to come hit you over the head. Right. Because he was still right there. Victims. Yeah. I couldn't come running up, push him out of the way and put my gloves on and try to stop the wounds.
Do you keep equipment like that with you at all times? Like to help people? Yeah. Is it required of you or you just do?
No, once I pass the state registry, it is. As of right now, I would be a Good Samaritan, covered under Good Samaritan law. I mean,
once you pass the registry, you always have to have it. Like even if you're walking, you have to have it like in a backpack or something.
No, you don't have to. No, but you are required to try to help. If there's a car accident, like I've seen a car accident and I've stopped and I've given them, I've supported their head with my hand until the ambulance came because they were in a position where there was, it's called spider glass. It's like webbing on where you knew they hit. Yeah. And so I was trying to keep their spine stable so there wouldn't be extra damage. A lot of people want to get out of the car after a car accident. Don't do that. Don't get out of the car. Sit there.
No.
Because you don't know what's happening inside
your accident, stay in the car. Oh, unless the car's like on fire or something then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless you can't breathe, like if the airbag burst. Yeah. And you got to get out of there because that's your respiratory system. You got to protect that.
I want to take another CPR class. I took a CPR class once, like years ago. And it's crazy because like maybe a week after I took the CPR class, I was on the train and this lady had a baby in the stroller. The baby was like 2 years old, maybe. He was eating some potato chips and the potato chips went down the wrong way and he started choking on the potato chip. And at first I was just watching because I was like, maybe his mom can figure it out, like pat him on the back or whatever. And the kid was just like coughing and gasping for air and it started getting worse and worse. And, everybody's looking to everyone else to help, like somebody do something and no one was doing anything. And I was like, oh God, I think it's got to be me because no one else is doing anything. So I go over to the lady and in the CPR class, they always say, ask first if they want your help. So I asked them, can I help? Do you want me to help? And she's like, yeah, please. And it was such a panic and the baby was choking so much. I was trying to get him out of the stroller, but like the little clamp was stuck. I couldn't get him up. I just had to pick up the whole stroller. I picked the whole stroller up and I put my hand like, right here and I turned him upside down. I'm like, banging on his back like crazy.
Yep.
And he's still coughing. And I hit him one more good time. And I was about to like reach in and try to hook it up. But the last one, it popped out. And I was like, oh, thank God. And he was like breathing and everything. And then I just went back and sat down and I was like shaking. And it wasn't an epic moment where everyone clapped or anything. It was just
those throws to the back. I mean, I think all new mothers should learn infant CPR and Heimlich because, or choking, because you'll see them doing this.
Yeah. No, I was beating the hell out of that lady's baby. I was like, wow.
Yeah. And there's a time where you have to flip them upside, pretty much.
That's how I had them. I had them upside down. I had them I had the whole stroller upside down, and I was just like beating the crap out of them.
Only if you can see it do you pull out
only
something.
If you can see it. Okay, that's what I was trying to avoid. I was like, I don't want to stick my fingers in this baby's mouth. I want to get it out. So luckily,
wow, brava.
Thank you.
Brava, because I may have saved the baby's life. Kid choking on a chip at the zoo.
Scary.
It's scary.
Yeah, I was scared. That wasn't even my baby, but I was like so scared. And I was extra scared because I'm like, oh God, I have to be the one to help. And what if it doesn't work? Then it's like, you let him die.
And we're all scared at that time. Like my first 20 minutes into my clinicals, I was giving CPR to somebody. They came in.
To a real person?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm in the emergency room.
Oh my God.
But you never know until you get in that position if you're a fight or flight.
Yeah.
You know, and I found out, I mean, I've always been a fight.
Yeah.
But when it came into those emergency situations, like at the hospital, I figured out I'm a fight. But you're always scared, but you don't want to be the one that's, can anyone help? Can anyone help?
Yeah, I looked around, but I'm like, this is time sensitive. Like somebody choking.
CPR class takes one night. And they train you, they cover you on adult, adolescent, and infant.
Guys, learn CPR. It's important. You could save a life. With that said, we're going to take
you have.
Yes, but I'm going to do it again. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back after this.
What do you represent? Confidence, strength, loyalty. Your inner wolf will lead you to greatness. Recognize your potential. Recognize your truth. Brooklyn Bam sneakers, only available at recognize.com.
All right, we are back with Carrie, the Mariah Carey impersonator. I think it's pretty amazing that your name is actually Carrie. It's like you were born to do what you do.
I know, it's what's crazy is I actually never thought about it until a queen by the name of Morgan McMichaels introduced me as Mariah Carey, and I was like, oh, and it just stuck.
I love that.
From everyone else, and I said, oh, well, I'll go by that then.
You mean Carrie? Mariah Carey? Oh, I know her. I love it. Okay.
It's funny.
We're almost done. I just have a few more questions for you. We're going to do some fun questions real quick. This is my favorite part of the show. Okay. So the first question is, what is your most embarrassing moment? What is like one of your most embarrassing moments that happened to you that you think back now and it's kind of funny?
Like in life?
In life, just in general. I'll tell you one if it makes you feel better.
I have no shame.
Okay.
Well, I think for some reason, the first thing that pops to mind is when I was dating my husband, who I have now. We've been together 22 years, married 20. And we were in our dating process. And the truth is we were getting ready to take a shower together.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So I always go potty before I go into the shower. This is real. This is like I don't know
this is
how
some raw stuff. Uncut.
Gee, it has to be, but
nope. Just say what you got to say.
I went potty and I went to clean, and front to back.
Okay.
Just liquids, and I was trying to do it without him noticing because it's not cute that moment.
Yeah.
And so I got up and I did my thing, and I started to get in the shower and had my little arch going on, and I was looking real cute, naked. And he said, wait, look. And he grabs me by the shoulders, and and he turns me around and he's like, look. And I was like, what? And he makes me look in the mirror behind me. And there is a flag of toilet paper hanging out of my butt cheeks.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, oh my God.
You must have been mortified.
Like, why do you have to tell me? Like
you should have just pulled it out and threw it in the garbage. I would have never known.
Yeah, there could have been a more suave way to handle that, but
Well, it didn't turn them off because you're still together.
Yes. So that is probably to me, because I think I was a little bit mortified. Because
that's so funny.
Yeah, and I was 22 years old.
Oh my God, that's horrible. I'm such an awkward person. I have like a million embarrassing moments. Like I'm gonna do this segment for every guest, and I feel like I probably never run out of ones to tell them. So one of my most embarrassing moments is I was in elementary school and I had just started at a new school. It's a potty moment too. I had just started at this new school and I was in the after school program waiting for my mom to pick me up, and I had to go to the bathroom and I had to poop. So, that's already an uncomfortable thing to have to poop in school. Like nobody wants to do that in school. You'll hold it till you get home. Yeah. Hey, what you doing over there? Yeah. So I was like, oh God, I have to poop. And I couldn't hold it. So I was new, so I didn't really know where the bathroom was. This was like my first day. So I'm walking and I look in and I see a bathroom. So I go inside, and when I get in there, the stalls, none of the stalls have doors on them. And I'm like, oh God, there's no doors on these stalls, but I have to go so bad. So I'm like, well, there's no one in here. I'm gonna go real quick. So I sit down on the toilet and I'm pooping, and this boy comes in and he's like, ew, what are you doing? And like, I'm mid poop, so I can't do anything. And he's like, this is the boys' bathroom. So not only am I pooping with the door open, I'm pooping with the door open in the boys' bathroom.
Almost choked right now. Oh my God. And I'll tell you right now, and you're probably the same way because you're a creative mind. I'm very visual.
Yeah.
So I could really see little old you.
Yes.
With your roller skate shoe.
Yeah, my damn skates on, sitting on the toilet in the boys' bathroom on display.
Don't look at
me. I'm
like,
oh God, please. Oh, that was the worst. Like, obviously you could tell that was like one of the worst days ever because I was probably like 6 and I still remember it. It was like one of the most embarrassing days of my life. And then I came out and it's like I had to face this boy because he was in the same after school program, and it finds out that he was like my teacher's son too. It was just all bad.
They are. I think my first real memory of feeling awkward was I was on stage for a kindergarten show, and all the kids were doing a letter, A, B. A is for apple. It was a Christmas thing. B is for bear. I don't know. And we'd show a picture. Well, guess what letter I got?
What?
Guess.
Q.
Oh, I wish it could have been for Queen, darling, which we all are now. No, P. X.
Oh God.
X, not for X-ray, because what kid knows what an X-ray is? Apparently, we had to know what an xylophone was.
Oh God.
And I stood there, and they were like, "Oh, W, whatever it was," and then I was like, "X," and I'm looking, and I hear the teacher go, "Xylophone," and I still didn't understand how to say it, so I said yes.
Yeah,
I just said yes, and I remember all of them like laugh.
Oh no.
And I was like, like behind.
That's terrible.
So I think that was more humiliation.
Yeah.
My first time remembering that, but I got over it. Now I look back and I was like, I was always ready for stage.
You were always ready for stage. We all have our embarrassing moments. Okay, one more question. No, I actually have 2 more questions. Do you have a talent or ability that is like weird or strange? What is it?
All kinds, but I think the one I get asked to do the most is I can cross my eyes and I can move them back and forth.
Let's see it.
And I'm sure you want to see it. Is everybody ready for this?
We are so ready.
Okay. First, I have to hold my breath. No, I'm just kidding. There's no preparation. I just do it. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to give it all to you. Ready? Eyes are crossed.
That is crazy.
I wonder.
Oh my God. That's so funny. One of the things that I can do is I can do my eyebrows like this. Look.
What?
I have Klingon eyebrows. I was born to play a Klingon. So Star Trek people, if you're around,
I'm like
Klingon here.
I can barely lift like that is I gotta say that's quite beautiful.
If I can't get to the eyebrow lady, I'll just walk around like this all day.
As they say, you get a lot of real estate up there. That is cool.
Right.
I have to say it's shocking and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's kind of sexy.
Oh snap. Next date I go on, I'm sitting there like this the whole time. So what's your favorite color?
What's yours?
I love it. Okay, last question to take us home. What is your favorite struggle meal? Like if you've ever like not had food in the house or not had more than $5 and you had to buy something to eat, what would be like your favorite cheap good things to eat that could feed like you and another person or you and your family?
It's not weird.
Okay.
But I like bread, not toasted, with butter and sugar.
Bread with not toasted. Okay. See, that's one of my struggle meals, but it's always toasted. Like I'll toast it and then put sugar and put a little cinnamon on it, like a cinnamon toast.
Yes, cinnamon. I'll do cinnamon if I have the luxury of that expensive spice. But
so just bread with sugar. You know what? I'm gonna do
and
that.
Butter. It has to have butter.
Okay. I'm gonna do that I'm gonna do a new segment of Eat It or Beat It called Stress-a-peas. Like stress recipes. I'll probably put it on Patreon, but I'm going to try all of the struggle meals people
recipes.
Tell me at the end of my show. Like the weird struggle meals, I'm going to try them for Eat It or Beat It.
And it's called Stress-a-peas?
Yes.
How cute is that? Yeah. So the best way to do it though is with the Hawaiian bread.
Oh, with the Hawaiian rolls?
Yeah, but you know, when you're—
Is it bread or rolls?
When you're struggling, you're not paying $4 to $6 for some damn rolls. You're going to pay the 99-cent what's the Yoo-hoo one? Wonder Bread.
Oh, I hate Wonder Bread.
You're gonna do 99
I can't
cent
say
bread.
that. I might do a commercial for Wonder Bread. I love Wonder Bread. It's so good.
That's why the butter and the white sugar.
Oh my God. I used to have Wonder Bread at my grandma's house. That was like the main bread. It's like the softest bread. It's like the cotton candy of bread.
I used to do crackers and butter.
Crackers and butter.
Sugar.
I don't think I've ever put butter on a cracker.
Now remember, I didn't have a lot growing up all the time, and my mom did the best she could. There was always food in the house, but I created—
My struggle meal was buttered noodles, just spaghetti noodles with butter and salt.
Yes, those are no. I'll eat that now. In fact,
I'll eat that now too.
Yesterday. No, I like that.
Yeah. See, it doesn't have to be nasty. It just has to be cheap. That's why I said like your favorite struggle meal.
You
like
can feed your whole family for $2. You can feed depending on your family. You can feed a family of 6 for about $2. You get the 99-cent can of— well, shoot, you just get the butter.
Yep.
And you get the noodles, which are about
margarine.
$1.99.
Yep. Everybody has salt. I think no matter how broke you are, you still got salt in the house. Some people are like, my struggle meal is just salt. I put salt on an ice cube.
Yeah, and you got to throw it over and you got to put it in a circle and there's all kinds of stuff you got to do.
I love it. Tell everyone where they can find you, your website, your Instagram, any shows you're doing. If you want to plug yourself, now's the time. Tell everybody where to find you.
Okay, so you can find me now, Mariah Carey. Carrie, my name is Carrie. So Mariah Carey. You can find me on as Mariah. That's on Instagram. On TikTok, it's Mariah Carey IMP as in impersonator. And I don't know my YouTube.
So you can find you. I'll find your YouTube and I'll put it in the
Don't
link.
get me twisted with the others though, because it's a whole different persona, just so you know.
This is the one, y'all. This is the one. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, no shade.
Tiger, no shade at all. We love them all, but we love you the most.
We love everybody, darling. We love everybody.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
I started out with nothing. That's why I call my cash flow Benjamin Buttons. Cause my dollar bills might be wrinkled and small, but when they grow up, smooth out and get tall, you could call me new money. But I really got a hold on it. I'ma keep my bread till it starts growing mold on